623, 28 November 2020. This is number 4. This is from Breitbart News. Sharyl Attkisson, host of Full Measure and author of Slanted, How the News Media Taught Us to Love Censorship and Hate Journalism, told Breitbart News on Tuesday that big tech companies reinforce news media's artificial reality of political narratives through censorship of inconvenient information. A homogenized news media industry seeks to impose its view of acceptable parameters of political discourse on the broader public, Attkisson stated. She highlighted technology companies' reinforcement of news media perspectives through their restriction of access to contrary information. The way those who want to shape and manipulate our opinions see it, they have to portray those who are not on board with the narrative as somebody who's off the reservation and not to be believed, Attkisson said. News media and big tech will controversialize, her word I guess, dissidents, challenging their orthodoxies, Attkisson stated. As the news has been yanked further and further left, well, the United States has been given the green light to be propagandized. Thank you, Obama. He made that official. Or it occurred under his administration. We're portrayed as the right for simply being in the middle, Attkisson remarked. And this is part of redefining news in the information landscape today. Wow. Bad faith news media manipulators have applied their tools to the online realm, Attkisson warned. The people who wanted to shape public opinion were very good in the past 2 decades at learning how to control the news media and make sure that they control the terms of how we talk about a story, that we interview the right people, that we don't talk about certain topics or use their talking points, Attkisson stated. The political ascendance and election of President Donald Trump frightened news media manipulators, Attkisson determined. Attkisson lamented that some news media consumers are, quote unquote, perfectly happy to have social media companies and other technology firms restrict their access to information while providing faked fact checks. Sheep who don't do their own research will trust self-appointed fact checkers to inform them, added Attkisson. Attkisson remarked, when these powerful interests found they couldn't control information online after they had pretty much had success doing it on the news, they got busy online, and these are the same forces that are trying to make sure you get that when you get on social media or you do a Google search, what you're going to be hit with is this artificial reality that they want you to believe and see. Increasingly aggressive big tech censorship reveals as a lack of fear on the part of technology companies regarding consequences from either the public or government, Attkisson estimated. They were doing it in a fairly secretive way with algorithms and shaping searches and so on, Attkisson said. But I feel like there was a sense of desperation in those weeks before the election when these powerful interests sensed that there could be a second President Trump term. So they began just stepping in and censoring things so overtly that there was no denying it, that they didn't care what people saw out. They didn't care that people saw outright that accounts were being canceled. And these crazy labels were going on factually correct information or opinions, but claiming were false. They didn't care because they knew, and they knew right, and they rightly calculated that they wouldn't be held accountable for that before the election. And quite frankly, I think they won't be held accountable for that after the election. Atkinson identified the coronavirus outbreak as an intensely targeted subject in the news media and big tech partnership information control. She held that, quote unquote, powerful interests have assembled a very organized movement to discredit journalists asking logical questions about certain aspects of the coronavirus. Atkinson said journalists questioning ubiquitous news media coronavirus claims are derided as coronavirus doubters. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like Holocaust deniers. Coronavirus doubters. Oh no, coronavirus is there. Never forget, 24 January 2019 is when the Democrats submitted the coronavirus relief package to Congress for approval that Trump signed on the 24th, 26th of March of this year, 2020. They submitted that to Congress 24 January 2019. Find it yourself. 623 out.